Days of Our Lives, September 23. Examining the fallout of Connie's chaos. Now that the dust has settled, it's time to explore, investigate, and analyze the damage. Jada Hunter, the one-woman Salem Police Department, quickly captured and arrested Connie Viniski outside the pub after she attempted to kill Stefan and Ava. Now is the perfect time to assess the fallout of her murderous, poisonous, and delusional ways. The aftermath of Connie's chaos. Connie and her delusions live on. With Connie's, Julie Dove, arrest, her reign of terror is over, for now. We say for now because she'll either go to jail or Bayview. If she does end up in the psychiatric facility, she could put a tamp on all of her crazy and escape. Or convince them that she's suddenly cured. Nobody puts Connie in a corner for long. That place isn't completely known for its security. So, is this the end of Connie's crime spree? Or are we just on a break? Villains tend to make many return appearances in Salem. Shake things up. As we've speculated before, the whole Stefan, Brandon Barish, Gabby, Sherry Jimenez, Ava, Tamara Braun, and E.J., Daniel Fuerigo, quadrangle may be in for a remix. In Monday's episode, Gabby and E.J. had a few touching, vulnerable moments, while Stefan and Ava had their own. Is this show trying to tell us something? Re-a-ds. Find out what happens on day wise the rest of this week. Does EJ stay on as DA? Unsurprisingly, Paulina, Jackie Harry, asked Melinda, Tina Falang, to return as Salem's district attorney. Surprisingly, Melinda rejected Paulina's offer, saying EJ had saved her life. She didn't feel it was appropriate to replace him. Also, she enjoys working at Demera, and more importantly, she enjoys the paycheck. Good for her. But why does the show want EJ to remain DA? There must be a reason, and we can't wait to find out. A more humanized Melinda. It wasn't that long ago that this show had Melinda written in a corner. She was besties with Sloan Peterson, Jessica Surfety, and they basically wreaked havoc on Eric, Greg Vaughn. And Nichols, Ariane Sucker, lives with the whole baby switch. But now Melinda's world is opening up. Paulina asked her to lunch, and she bonded with Ava. Plus, she's working at Demera. Maybe there's a payoff to her being kidnapped after all. Jada's commissioner era. As commissioner of the Salem PD, Jada, Elia Cantu, got the job done. She released Brady, Eric Martsolf, and arrested Connie. Something tells us that Jada may not give that title up anytime soon. As for Rafe, Galen Gehring, he still needs to recover. Gabby and Ariana. Gabby naturally mentioned missing Ariana. Do you think that the show will bring back her daughter with Will? And while we're at it, it would be great if they'd bring the Demera mansion. The Demeras need to up their security sooner rather than later. Also, that secret room needs repairing. They may want to spruce it up a little bit. It doesn't look comfortable. What are your thoughts on the fallout of Connie's crime wave? Let us know in the comments. *** Days of Our Lives, September 23. Examining the fallout of Connie's chaos ***. Salem was never a quiet town, not for long. Its cobblestone streets echoed with the whispers of love, betrayal, and secrets buried deeper than its roots. But on September 23, a storm brewed over Salem that no one saw coming, a storm named Connie Wentworth. The aftermath of Connie's arrival had left more than just broken hearts in her wake. It had fractured relationships, shifted alliances, and brought buried truths screaming to the surface. Everyone in Salem felt the tremors of her chaos, like ripples on a once still pond. The day began in eerie silence. The early morning sun filtered through the heavy curtains of the Horton family's living room, casting long shadows. Jennifer sat at the table, her eyes scanning a letter she had read a dozen times before, as if the ink might suddenly rearrange itself and provide new answers. "Mom, you can't seriously be thinking of forgiving him," Abigail whispered, her voice tight, carrying both concern and frustration. Jennifer looked up, her expression unreadable. "I don't know what to think anymore, Abigail. Connie's lies have twisted everything. I don't even know what's true and what's not." The mention of Connie's name felt like a curse now. What had started as a charming newcomer in town, a woman with a seemingly tragic backstory, quickly escalated into a tangled web of deception. Connie had spun her tales effortlessly, drawing people in with her soft voice and crocodile tears. She knew just the right buttons to press, and with each move, she had managed to dismantle lives. Take Eric, for instance. He was the town's moral compass, a man of deep convictions, steadfast in his beliefs. But Connie's seductive charm had found the one crack in his armor. The rumor mill claimed there was something between them, something Eric had tried to deny until the truth was staring him in the face. He had fallen, hard. And now, standing at the pier, his hands balled into fists, he wrestled with the weight of his choices. Nicole, watching from a distance, couldn't help the sting of betrayal. Their history was complicated, tangled with old wounds and newer scars. But there had always been hope. Until Connie. "You promised me, Eric," Nicole whispered, more to herself than to anyone around. The wind tugged at her coat, but it wasn't the cold that made her shiver. It was the realization that Connie had gotten to him too. Meanwhile, in the Kyriakis mansion, Victor paced back and forth, his eyes narrowing each time he passed the family portrait. Connie had always had it out for him, ever since she arrived. She claimed to know things about his business dealings, whispered allegations that had the power to bring his empire to its knees. He wasn't a man who was easily threatened, but Connie was different. She wasn't afraid of the damage she could cause. "You think you've got me cornered, Connie," Victor muttered under his breath, glaring out the window. "You have no idea who you are dealing with." He would fight back, of course. That was Victor's way. But this time, it wasn't just his reputation on the line. It was his family. Philip had already fallen into Connie's trap, his loyalty to his father wavering after she revealed details of a long-buried secret from Victor's past, one that had threatened to tear father and son apart. And yet, Connie wasn't done. The fallout of her manipulations extended to the Brady family as well. Marlena had always been a steady hand, a voice of reason in the chaos of Salem, but now even she found herself questioning everything. Her sessions with Connie had begun innocuously enough. A woman who claimed to need guidance, to find her way after a life of pain. Marlena, ever the empathetic healer, had been drawn in. But as the weeks passed, she began to realize that Connie was using their sessions not for healing, but for gathering information. "John," Marlena confided one evening, her voice barely above a whisper, "I think Connie's playing a game with all of us." John sat across from her, silent, his fingers tapping rhythmically on the arm of the chair. His instincts, honed from years of danger and espionage, had already told him as much. But what they hadn't told him was how deep Connie's game ran or how many players were involved. And then there was Sammy, fiery, passionate Sammy. She had taken the brunt of Connie's chaos. No one knew why Connie had targeted her so viciously, but there was no denying the damage done. Connie's revelations about Sammy's past, secrets Sammy thought were long buried, had pushed her to the edge. Now, with her children caught in the crossfire, Sammy's world was unraveling faster than she could mend it. "She's coming after me, and she won't stop until she's destroyed everything I care about," Sammy had told Lucas the night before.